Before we get started, Demon Slayer is my favorite anime of all time.
Oh, brother, this guy
Anyways, so the controversial IGN review came out giving Demon Slayer's recent season 4 Hashira training arc a 3 out of 10. I mean, this had everyone talking about it. Some people disagreed with it, some people agreed with it. This video, I'm basically going to tell you why I enjoyed Season 4 Demon Slayer so much. Yes, it is my favorite anime of all time, so there is a bias, but I can tell you exactly why, and I believe I can also tell you exactly things that I didn't really enjoy or understand. I'm going to start from episode 1 all the way to the finale, so I'm just going to go in order, but this is my defense of Demon Slayer Season 4 Hashira Training Arc. Let's go. So episode 1 we have Sanemi win Hashira and Obanai Serpent Hashira. I mean, look at Sanemi, he literally had a Mega-san moment. And then he dropped it to infinity out of nowhere. So I thought like, oh my gosh, are they actually gonna fight? They're like cooked. Like, nah, they're actually dead. They're cooked. They need every Hashira right now. But luckily that did not happen. I felt that this was a really cool introduction to the characters because I did not like these two considering what happens when we first meet the Hashira. Also, I'm still like going crazy, like bro, they just dropped into infinity and then you know what they did? They didn't tell anyone about it. Like, is this normal for y'all? Like, what's going on? So I was hoping that those two would explain like what happened to them. Like, we just dropped into this infinity castle. Y'all, what are we gonna do? But I guess not. And then Tanjiro got his new sword with Rengoku's hill, which was really awesome. And then next thing we have in this episode was the whole Hashira meeting. And this was really cool to see Gyome and his potential. We already know bro was going to be the strongest Hashira. Look at Muichiro. Even had Muichiro shaking in his boots. So I definitely could not wait to see this bro's backstory. Because dude is insane. This 40-minute episode was really good to set us up. Now we have a whole episode, episode 2, dedicated to my favorite Hashira, Water Hashira, Tomioka Giyu. Considering his path as a Demon Slayer, he is literally a day 1. He is actually a day 1 in the show. Don't mess with him. So he was already a GOAT. He managed to spare Nezuko. He saw the potential in Nezuko. He knew that these two were different than any other he's ever seen before. That's why he spared them. Any other Hashira? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Definitely not Shinobu crazy ass, because here goes Shinobu literally trying to kill Giyu, and Giyu's defending Tanjiro and Nezuko. You know how many like Demon Slayer laws he's breaking right now? This is insane. He is doing this for the sake of Tanjiro and Nezuko. It is insane. And then when Tanjiro was put on trial, when Nezuko was put on trial, we found out that if Nezuko did kill humans, he would commit seppuku. That was literally insane! He vowed his entire life, he wrote it down, that he was going to fight for Nezuko and Tanjiro's sake, just like that. And holding Obanai's arm back after he literally pinned Tanjiro down, like, dude is the GOAT! He is the GOAT! Nobody likes him, but he's the GOAT! He is a day 1, so you know damn well I wanted an episode dedicated to him. I felt like they had a big brother, little brother potential. Like, why is Tanjiro not reaching out to Giyu more? Like, you do not know how much Giyu supported your life? You know how far you would have made it if it wasn't for Giyu? Not that far. And in this episode, we finally were able to do it, and Tanjiro was able to help Giyu surpass his emotional conflicts. This episode was just purely amazing to me because I cared about Giyu so much, and the fact that he was willing to commit seppuku for Tanjiro's sake, that just spoke so much to me and shows how much he invests his entire livelihood towards Tanjiro and Nezuko. Each and every day watching this episode of Demon Slayer, I wanted him to be on screen. The potential for Tanjiro and Giyu's relationship, little brother, big brother, friendship, insane. And I'm finally glad that happened and that it wasn't the last time we would see it in this season. Also, Shinobu, she was upset that Lady Tamayo, a demon doctor, was going to be going over to Ibuyoshiki estate to help work on a Nezuko cure. Shinobu hates demons like crazy, so the fact that she has to work with one now was so interesting, and I wanted to see more of that. And she also mentioned to Kanao, hey, this is how you kill a demon, and I'll tell you about the demon that killed my sister. And then we don't get that! So I was just very upset because I felt like Shinobu, who did, even though want to kill Tanjiro first, she did manage to put him in her mansion to recover and train before Mugen trained. So yeah, I was really invested in the potential those two had together. Also, I haven't seen Lady Tamayo in such a long time. I thought it would be so cool to see her come back. only for her to work with someone who hates demons so much. Episode 3, that's when we start Tanjiro's training with a sound Hashira goat, Tengen. And this is a very particular thing I have in Demon Slayer. The fact that we're able to spend time with the Hashira, have missions with them, and then we just move on to the next one, and we don't hear from the other one again. Nah, I'm so glad that in the Hashira training arc, we were able to have some kind of connection with Uzui again. Because why are we just gonna have the most craziest fight of the entire show and then not even have him back? It doesn't even matter if he had the craziest fight in the show or not. Just the fact that, oh, we're just gonna forget that we fought alongside with him? Nah, that's just lame. So I'm glad that he was able to come back. Alright, next up is going to be talking about episode 4, which is the Muichiro episode. Alright, so we got a little showcase of the Wind Hashira doing his little thing, and then we got a little showcase of the Serpent Hashira doing his thing, and I also found out that I think people have mentioned that, oh, we're so glad that Ufotable was able to showcase their breathing techniques. And you already know, from season 3, I wanted to see more Muichiro. He became one of my favorite Hashiras fast. So him pulling off these moves against 2 Hashira, 2-on-1, bro, it's him! Look at that shot! That is insane! Look at that dodge. He's him. Alright, so now we're gonna get to the fact that, yes, this episode did have that airplane scene, and people were like, oh my gosh, look at this. Top tier animation, Demon Slayer, best thing to ever exist. Can y'all just take a step back and realize that these are little kids, they are teenagers, they are children, literally trying to fight that king of demons? God forbid they just want to have some quality downtime. And also, we already know Infinity Castle is gonna go stupid, so like, let us just have these final moments with these characters, you know what I mean? Granted, I'm anime only, so I have no idea who dies and who lives, but listen, let's just have these moments because we don't know who's gonna die. And again, I'm glad that we can reconnect with the Hashira. I mean, we fought alongside them to the death. So it's just like, hey, Mitsuri got her own little thing. Happy to see Mitsuri. And now this is where things get really interesting because now we got Obanai and we haven't really delved into his character that much. Besides the fact that he's just very jealous of Tanjiro. Like, bro, come on. Think outside the box for a second. You are not going to lose Mitsuri because of Tanjiro. She just thinks Tanjiro's cute. That's all. Like, you have the ultimate shot with Mitsuri. Let's calm down. Alright, buddy. But it was a really nice change of pace to see that Tanjiro, he was not going to have every session be easy. And especially people that did not like him. That was a really good change in pace and not just like, oh, Tanjiro, we love you. Nah, not everybody's going to be liking Tanjiro. Then we move on to the Fiend Hashira. The freaking Wind Hashira, and then we got Zenitsu back. So I was really happy to see that, hey, we weren't gonna do the Hashira training alone. I mean, it was so awesome to see all the main 3, Inosuke, Tanjiro, Zenitsu fight in season 2 together. So it's really comforting to know that they just did not forget about them and that we at least are still able to train with them. And then he goes on to this tangent like, I don't accept you, alright? Like, sorry you didn't get to face Upper Moon, buddy. You probably feel so left out. Tanjiro, I'm so glad he still feels the same way. Like, I don't accept you too. Yeah, go ahead and feel that way, Sanemi. And this is where things get really brutal. Like, Tanjiro did not get any comfort in this training session, so that was really nice. I think there just has to be a split. Like, not everyone can like Tanjiro. I think it's healthier for the story that way. And then we have this moment where we see Genya as this little brother figure again. Like in season 3, he was a demon, strength, no holding back at all. He was about that action. But when he's back with Sanemi trying to talk to him, he turns back into this sheepish little kid, that little brother. And I think what Sanemi was trying to do here, he wasn't trying to kill him because it'd be too easy. He just wanted to get Genya out of the equation. He did not want Genya to like put himself through any possible deadly scenarios, which is why I believe, yes, this looks really bad, but there has to be a deeper meaning to it. And I also enjoyed the fact that like Tanjiro couldn't finish his training with him because of that whole entire fight that they had. He also wasn't able to restore their relationship, which I think is really good for Tanjiro's character as well, because Tanjiro would be too OP and it just wouldn't make sense for him to be the only one to fix people's problems, like everybody's problems. Okay, let's just settle down for a second. Alright, and then the next episode, we literally just got the Gyome episode. We're gonna show how OP Gyome is. I mean, look at that. Look at the turnaround. And this is where Demon Slayer does its comedic aspects right. Those were the most funniest moments throughout this entire season, but what's also great is that we really established a true friendship with Genya and Tanjiro. we get to see that friendship thrive and flourish in this season. And then we got Tanjiro going demon, setting his heart ablaze, moving this big boulder one, showing off his strength and all of the work he has put in. So for anybody that's saying, oh, Tanjiro's only gifted, what? Have we been watching this show? Have we been watching this show? This man has a whole training arc. I mean, in the first 3 episodes of Demon Slayer, he spends an entire year training for final selection. So where is the gift? Of course he has inherited the entire mark of the Demon Slayer corpse, but give him a freaking break, man! He was training his head. And this is the moment when Zenitsu is going to turn into a demon. And for everyone asking, no, I was not like, oh my gosh, Zenitsu, finally he can be a good character. Zenitsu been that guy. Y'all were just sleeping like he was. Y'all were late to the party. And then for the rest of the episode, we get Gyome's backstory. Very vital. And again, it kind of just follows the same regimen. Damon's kill. Now he's gonna be turned into a demon slayer. What was different from this one though, it just shows how tough his situation was. He was wrongfully convicted until Yoshiki came up and pulled him into the demon slayer corpse. Definitely a well use of character backstory put into the season, unlike Obanai. Then we leave off that episode to the last episode of the season, and we get this infamous Muzan walk. Alright, now there's a lot of controversy online telling like, oh my gosh, what a walk scene, Demon Slayer, best story ever told, Demon Slayer. Like, okay, I can kind of get that, but at the same time, I don't think y'all are actually realizing that Muzan is going himself. Muzan has always let his demons do the dirty work for him. So I thought he was just gonna let his demons run wild. But no. And it goes to show how strong he is as a demon. That gray stuff going behind him, that's Wisteria. That's supposed to keep demons out and repel demons. That's just going off of him. And then we see Ibuyoshiki completely own this fraud because he's literally almost on his deathbed. He actually is on his deathbed. And he is owning this fraud. His music video couldn't save him. I knew it. I knew it! Now, most of these next clips are going to be from my reaction. I knew this episode was gonna go crazy, so I had to get my reaction. So Ubiyoshiki did prove that if Muzan dies, so does every other demon. Then he goes on his speech talking about the Demon Slayer corpse will forever reign on because the will of humans is what is inspiring and always going to go after Muzan. That is something that he does not have. And dude is a poet. He was gonna make Shakespeare tremble in his boots. Then it's just cinema. Oh my god! Demon Slayer's animation, insane. Oh! It's Tamayo! Oh! Lady Tamayo makes her return after episode 1 and in dramatic fashion. And I'm glad she was able to have her moment because, again, in season 1, she was able to help Tanjiro and Nezuko in many ways. Like, we just can't forget about these characters, you know? Again, to be honest, I just love Demon Slayer. I just wanted to see more. Was Shinobu a part of this Gyome secret attack plan? Like, I want to know! Look, Gyome is doing this for breakfast, and then he's pulling this out for an appetizer. Y'all, I cannot even imagine the lunch he'll serve. And even though the Hashira are literally surrounding him, he only is looking at Tanjiro. Remember all of the pain, the suffering Muzan has done. And Muzan does not forget this scenario too. But when this hit, I was like, oh no, why is he laughing? We're cooked. Hashira's done. They're GG. Oh! How was he able to pull this off? Nakime, Upper Moon Demon 4. She tracked down as many Demon Slayers as possible, and she now has them in infinity. Truly a master plan by Muzan. And let's appreciate the sound design. Listen. Now, who is in the studio? They cooked. You know this guy! Oh! He's ready! We love it! Where's Zenitsu? The demon! Zenitsu! Show Zenitsu! Show Zenitsu! Oh my god. Yes! Oh! What a plan! Fuck the sunlight, he's gonna torch them all in infinity! Giyu, watch out! Oh my god! He knows! It all happens in one night? Yeah, this was just a magnificent way to end off this season. Muzan bringing them into Infinity Castle, and the only way to kill him is sunlight. How are they gonna get out of Infinity Castle? Now where's Nezuko? No way! Oh! So yes, there was some great moments and there was some questionable moments in this season. I think the biggest factor of this season and how you interpret it or how you enjoy it depends on how much you really love Demon Slayer. If you're here for the fights, I mean, that's cool too, but like a lot of this season does consist of spending time with these characters one final time, and that's something you either appreciate or you're just bored. I wanted to have moments like this in Demon Slayer just to slow things down and spend time together. But yes, I hope you guys were able to see why I enjoyed this season of Demon Slayer so much, and I'm also able to see your critiques, and even I gave off some of my own critiques. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this season of Demon Slayer. I think it establishes everything for the Infinity Castle really well, because this is going to be the war that determines the human and demon race, and to just have a montage, yeah, it doesn't really seem the best idea considering all of the stakes on the line. But yeah, let me know what y'all think.